I already set some limit orders on TRVL which have been filled. So my limit orders on TRVL, let me just have a look. Yeah, it's fully filled now. So I had a limit order which was filled at the daily level. And we're actually trading below the daily level now. It looks a lot better on these other time frames. There's a lower daily level as well, but anyway, I'm just continuously buying TRVL. I'm not really too worried about the price. I think it's good practice for people to absorb the price, but there is a little bit of a change here now. Look, so one buy bit on this range that we formed, this mini range, I can see that the point of control is now above us, so that's now acting as resistance. So on buy bit, that's there, we have a resistance level above us, and so naturally what I would want is I would want the price to go down and for the point of control to come back lower. That's what I want to see. Let me see if I see that kind of behavior in these other ones. In KuCoin, yep. So KuCoin, we have the point of control, it's acting as resistance above us. You can see that. Let me see if this, nope, on gate it's still below us, which is good. That's what you want. And then let me just have a look on Mexi. Mexi is below us as well. So basically KuCoin and Bybit, the local range point of control is now above the price, and it seems to be holding as resistance. And on Mexi and on Gate, it's below us at the bottom of this range, right? So there's a little bit of divergence in the exchanges, and we're just going to have to let this play out a little bit until the exchanges are basically on the same page. And ideally what you want is you want the volume to be at the low of this range and for the price to go back up. And so the only way for that to happen is for the price to go down, put in some volume here, and then the point of control then moves to the bottom part of the range, and then the price goes up. And if that doesn't happen, then you're just going to lose the bottom of the range and it's going to go down. That's just the way it's going to behave if we can't find enough support at the bottom of the range. The fact that we've been ranging here now for a while is a good sign. It's a really good sign. Like, that's kind of what you want to experience. You want to experience acceptance at a certain level for an extended period of time, and I don't really have any reason why we're going to go down. That being said, you know, you just can't predict the future. You just don't know. And you know, you have a little bit of a trend line forming here. So we're coming into it, and it does, at the moment, it's looking like some sort of flat top triangle. At the moment, that's what it's looking to be, but that could easily change if this doesn't go up. That could easily change if this kind of falls down. Then we've broken that kind of idea, and we're just basically forming something else. And it could be anything else, really. It could be, I'm also seeing the possibility of an equal triangle potentially. You know, it could form something like, you know, who knows what it could form. Or it could, you know, you could just go, it could just head down to the lows again. It's possible. Everything's possible. You know, we just don't know how this is going to behave. We do have some liquidity levels underneath us, and so just in case people haven't got them marked out, then there's a daily level basically here. There's one down here. So this doji, I think it's important for this week range. So what I want in this week is I want us to hold this range. That would be an acceptable bullish behavior. So we're basically, we're not even in the, what day is it today? It's only Tuesday. So we still have a few more days to go. And I don't know how this price is going to behave, but I don't really want us to be closing lower than this this doji here. I don't want us to be closing down here. I don't think that's going to look good if we have this red doji, this green candle, and this red doji that follows. It's going to look quite bearish. But we'll need another candle to confirm the move, the reversal. It may happen. It may happen, and we may be going back into the point of control. And I think that would be a really good buy opportunity if we do get back to the point of control. We just have to see how that plays out. And so in my mind, the ADA fractal that I was following, I was expecting red weeks. We've had our one red week, which is that the correct doji terminology, the dragonfly doji. So we had our dragonfly doji. So possibly we could be seeing 2 more red weeks. Yeah, down to here. 1, 2. That would complete the ADA fractal in my mind, because the ADA fractal also had bring it up. Is that KuCoin? I'll bring that to gate. So we are from the halving, we are 11 bars now, and from the halving on the ADA fractal, 11 bars would be this red candle here. So we're on, so we basically potentially have 3 weeks of red according to the ADA fractal. This this dragonfly doji corresponds with this green dragonfly doji in the ADA highs. So there is a point of control here. Have to see how great this sell-off is if we do start seeing a little bit of a sell-off. And I imagine that there's going to be a lot of limit orders in the way. I imagine that it's not going to be as violent as ADA. And actually, I was just thinking about ADA. Probably the reason why this drop was so violent is because of liquidations and highly leveraged liquidations. And we don't have that. We don't have that kind of ability to liquidate en masse, which could drop the price violently like this. So I don't necessarily think it's going to behave in exactly the same way, but we are coming to a period where it's possible that we are forming these 3 red candles now. And I'm not selling actually myself personally at all, not even small amounts. I'm just selling limit orders, and I'm just continually scaling in with limit orders, you know. And even though it is possible the price does go down to the point of control, that would be about 2.9 cents. I mean, it's still quite a dropper. It's not a small drop. It's like a 25% drop. But first, let's just see how we perform this week, because I think if we close at the bottom of this range, then it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go down. Yeah, it may just kind of slowly go down. We might get 3 red weeks, but it might just be like meh. It might just be a meh. So let's just see how that behaves. We are on time though for this, and there's a lot of anticipation for the big news from the Dtravel Telegram, and I'm not really going to go into depth into commenting about the Telegram, even though like yesterday there was a little bit of a conversation that was being had on the Dtravel Telegram. But I'm not really interested in politics, so to speak. But basically, in a gist, what happened was that I've been told that I'm not allowed to talk about TRVL token price in the Dtravel community Telegram, right? And so naturally, I've been posting my tweets, and what I was doing before, I think people might have noticed. Let me go up. I'll show you. Just want to show you an example. Here. So I'd be doing tweets like this, posts like this. I investigate the TRVL BTC price action and calculate timings for the daily golden cross and levels of interest for taking profit and future resistance levels. I link it to my tweet and then also to the YouTube video, right? And I was told that I wasn't allowed to do that anymore, and so I asked. So I'd done it. And the reason why is because I did it again yesterday, and then I asked if I could just put my tweet without any commentary, and I was told yes, I could. So I did that, and then my tweet was deleted. Sorry, my post in the Telegram group was deleted by an admin, and I wasn't happy about that. You know, it's not pleasant because I don't think I'm doing anything bad. You know, anyone's been following my streams, and I'm like ultra bullish and telling people to buy. And not only that, I'm talking about the news updates. I've been talking about the product. I've been talking about the back end. I've been talking about the bookings. I've been showing properties like this, Mohammed property. You know, let's have a look at it. I've been showing properties. Is this Egypt? Oh, Tangier, look at that. Morocco. New apartment in a popular area close to all social amenities, about 10 minutes from the airport. To the west is the famous beach Sidi Kachem. I'd like to see a picture of the beach, actually. This guy's not on Airbnb, which is exactly what we want. We want people to come on who aren't on Airbnb. Do they have a beach picture? I think they'd like to see a beach picture, and I'm not fond of this toilet either. That's a pretty manky toilet. So yeah, so in a gist, I'm still stuck about why we can't talk about TRVL in the Dtravel community. And then some people have proposing questions to me as to why there's a travel price discussion group with only 314 members. No one really knows about this group, travel price discussion. And it's admin by Dtravel, even though it's an unofficial Dtravel price discussion. It's not very active. And I think part of the reason why it's not active is because no one really knows about it. Part of the reason. But also, I think a lot of people might be interested to learn about price and the markets and the charts. So personally, I think it's better to just have it all in one community group. That's just my personal opinion. But anyway, there's a discussion going on. But my biggest issue obviously was, why was my my Telegram post deleted? I didn't like that. I couldn't get an answer. And I think eventually Cynthia wrote an answer. Let me go down. Not sure what happened with your tweet, but might have been an accident. Anyway, read comments and questions on TRVL versus Dtravel. TRVL is a foundation. Dtravel is the project and the DAO. It's fairly common in Web3 to have a separation of the foundation from the rest of the project, or to have multiple brands and accounts for different teams. This definitely needs to be clearer, and we're hoping to address these questions in the governance doc coming out. Okay. All right. So we just have to wait. And thank you, Jordan. You're probably watching. He writes, I'm a follower of both your Twitter and YouTube. Your contributions are invaluable to our community. If the practice of deleting Telegram messages and blocking users become a thing here, I might have to reconsider my investment. I agree with you. I would as well. One of the reasons I appreciate this community is the active engagement and discussion by leadership addressing both positive and negative aspects. I hope the deleted message was just an oversight, but I'll certainly be keeping a close eye on the situation. I think the DAO has a responsibility to hold the team, the Dtravel team, to account. I think it's very easy for people in positions of power, people in positions of leadership, to veer away from their initial idea, their initial ethos, their initial objectives. It's very easy for that to happen. And unless there's a system where they are held to account, what will happen over time is that it will become unrecognizable from the vision which initiated or birthed what we're birthing. So I just think it's good to be vocal. I'm not ashamed to just say my piece. I'm not afraid to just say it how I see it. I'm not looking to make friends. I'm looking to make a positive contribution, and part of that positivity is honesty. So I wasn't happy about that. I don't have an answer I don't know who deleted it. I don't know if it was an accident. I don't think it was an accident, but I don't know. Yeah. I think there would be a way of finding out, because there's probably an admin log. So we probably know who did it. And so naturally I'd want to ask that person, was it an accident? Did you do it by a mistake, or did you have the wrong intention? But there's no point kind of going on about that, because I think the point has been made that they can't just do stuff like that. Yeah. There has to be common consensus in this project between the leadership and the community members. Otherwise, people like myself will move on. We will just eventually become disillusioned, disheartened by the response. And I think if the response isn't positive, then people will lose confidence, and that's not good. And so I don't like this FUD, you know, like all of a sudden, suddenly people become, you know, I don't like the FUD vibes. You know, we're doing so positive, everyone's like banging. And then suddenly it's kind of like, okay, let's stop it now. Let's just delete some tweets or something. Let's just tell people to stop, you know? And so what's happening is we're building this momentum and then they're throwing cold water on the fire. I hate that. You know, let the fire burn. Let's go. That's what we want, right? We want to build the momentum, but all of a sudden we get to a place where the community is vibing and everyone is happy and the price is going up. And then all of a sudden you can't talk about TRVL. Like, what is that? Like, I don't understand. Like, what is that? What is that? It's like literally throwing water on the fire. I don't get it. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the price action is a response to this FUD. And I think what I'm seeing is a lack of experience in running a DAO. Literally, lack of experience running a DAO, maybe even running, I don't know, I can't explain it, because you don't just do that. You don't just do that. I can't answer it, and I'm not happy about that behavior. I will call it to account. I did say that I'm going to write about it today. I'll talk about it today. I'm not like upset, but I just think they need to be held to account, and I will hold them to account. I think everyone needs to hold them to account. I don't think it's right that posts are deleted. I don't think I've done anything bad, and I don't think talking about TRVL is wrong. And I think ultimately it has to come to a community decision. Yeah, whoever has made this rule, in my mind, in my opinion, is wrong. Whoever, because I think it's one person and I don't know who it is. Yeah, at the very least, I would like the community to make that decision in a vote, because I don't understand the why, and because I have the why hasn't been explained to me, and I don't understand it. It feels like we're being told that this is the way it is, and you have to conform, and you have to submit, and you have to accept, otherwise get lost. And I don't like that approach. I think we need to all understand the why, and then at the very least the community has to decide in a vote whether this is acceptable or not, acceptable behavior or not. Okay, and I think that's a minimum of what's required if the DAO is to function correctly as a DAO. Yeah, so we are waiting for the government's documents, and if we are going to be allowed to make proposals, then surely one of those proposals will be bringing TRVL and Dtravel together as one. Yeah, and I don't think one individual has the power to prevent that from happening. I think the DAO decides. Okay, now arguments have to be made. The pros and the cons have to be presented to the community, and people have to have a debate. We have to have an open discussion. But ultimately, we are investing in the governance of Dtravel. And yet, our investments are not showing any fruit because decisions are being made without community consensus. That's unacceptable. And so I will naturally talk about it. I will hold them to account. David is messaging me. Oh my God, the price went up, huh? Nice. That was BTC. So anyway, I think the DAO decides. I think deleting Telegram posts which aren't FUD should be stopped. You know, I don't mind if FUD is removed, but I don't like how Telegram posts which are promoting Dtravel and promoting TRVL are being deleted. I don't like that behavior, and I want an answer to that. Okay, and I haven't got an answer yet. The other conversations that have been going on is about the marketing. and I didn't initiate that conversation. It was this gentleman, VD man. How do travelers know Dtravel that is it is existing? How does Dtravel do advertisement and marketing? Now, I write terribly. LOL. And the biggest weakness of Dtravel is the marketing, right? So anyway, VD Man asks, which website can travelers view the properties lists? And I write, it's not live yet. We'll be launching in the next few weeks. Crypto Steva says, have some patience. This is being worked on, friends. And I write, I've been involved for over 2 years. I'm pretty patient, which is true. Cynthia responds, I guess it depends on how you define terrible. Well, I didn't actually say terrible. I said terribly. So, and the terribly was in response to his question, which is, how do travelers know that Dtravel is existing? And that is specifically terribly. They don't know. How does Dtravel do advertisement and marketing? So you could argue that I said terribly, but it's a nuance in the way the words are presented. Anyway, we have the best presence in travel for a Web3 company, and we're named as one of the top 250 SDR companies. Well, if that was top 10 or top 5, okay, anyway. We've been nominated and won a bunch of awards, and we were deliberately focusing on Web 2 so we could grow our brand and get operators to use Dtravel Direct. This year, we're focusing on growing our brand in Web 3, which we didn't focus on before. See that? So, considering that they didn't focus on it before, would you agree that I am right in saying terribly? How does Dtravel do advertisement and marketing? And then Cynthia, to her own admission, is saying we haven't done it, which we didn't focus on before. So yes, there's definitely improvements we could make to increase our brand in Web3, but didn't focus on that deliberately before. So not sure if that's really true that this is our weakest, when we've clearly shown that we can do it in Web2. Well, look, I think this is not a great answer personally. I just don't like this answer because it's not an admission of fault. It's I think I prefer, yeah, we've done it badly, but we're going to fix it. We're going to do well, you know, and this is our plan, and this is what we're planning to do. And we've lost the ball, and now we're going to get the ball back. And let me tell you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Dtravel growing in the developing a product in the bear market for 2 years, knowing full well that the bull market is coming, knowing full well that Bitcoin is going to have a halving, knowing full well that the crypto markets are going to expand in value, and no preparation made to capitalize on this event, this once every 4-year event. Okay, and now they're caught off guard and they're running to fix what they haven't planned in the past. So in my mind, that's terrible performance. And I think and the thing is that a lot of people have communicated to me in private that the marketing is gone badly, right? Not just 1 or 2 people, a lot of people. But also a lot of people are afraid to say anything, because every time they say something, they get this kind of answer. No admission of fault, and we're doing fine. Everything is fine. Everything is good. Everything is okay. No problems. we're on track. Yeah, I don't think this is the kind of response that people are looking for. What people want to do is either they want to see the roadmap of the marketing so that they can contribute and comment on, and also maybe they want Dtravel to be a little bit more attentive to what the community is saying, you know. And I think something which comes to mind is something that was said later, because Smitty asks about the marketing specifically, and he says, hey Dtravel Squad, what marketing is being done at the moment? And then James writes, marketing is a very broad activity, especially for a project like Dtravel. We're running a real business with real customers, so it's not about meme contests. Although I'd like to propose a spin on this while we are waiting on releasing some of the docs we've talked about. We need a balance. We need to balance our messaging to speak to vacation rental operators who have no interest in crypto and those that do. At the same time, we have to get in front of the current and future TRVL supporters. This means constant improvements to the website along with the onboarding and email. Our website is the way we convert users, so it's important that we're always improving. Here's a non-exhaustive list of ongoing responsibilities just to give you an idea. Website, product marketing, content creation, email marketing, blog updates, community updates, social, asset creation, content creation, press and media relations, educating influencers, and Dtravel advocates to help them better understand Dtravel, posting in forums, meta ads, affiliate programs, co-marketing with Web3 projects, partnerships, soon to be adding IG and TikTok. All right. Smitty's asking, okay, you haven't thought of including an SMMA to help with this. There's even great SMA out there dedicated for Web3 projects with great track records. I'm guessing it's just yourself, James, attempting this list. Not sure why meme contest was a point there. I just pointed out memes because that's the first thing people think when they're new to crypto and want to see activity from a project. Smitty responds, no to those. I've been in the space a bit. I don't think of memes at all. I think marketing is vital right now and could pushed harder, hence my query. We're always open to ideas, and if you ever want to hop on a call, I will make 100% make the time. Paused. Anyway, I don't really know what's going on, honestly. I can't tell you. I have no answer. I think the list is long, and in my mind what I'm thinking is, after all of this, you expect more? No? Like, they've done so much and yet no one really knows about Dtravel. And I think the problem is this: the context right now is crypto, the context is Bitcoin. Yeah. And so while they're still focusing on the business side, so to speak, there's a really lack of appreciation of this moment that we're in, which is about 1 year, maybe 1.5 maximum. It's a short period of time, this Bitcoin bull run, where the crypto capital markets are seeing increased valuations in all projects. And it's not about memes, it's about all projects are seeing increased valuations, and it's mostly and largely speculative. But people will only speculate with their capital if they know about the project and if they understand the project. Yeah, that requires marketing. And if people don't hear about Dtravel, they don't understand about Dtravel, then they're not going to invest in Dtravel. It's as simple as that. And so you lose the opportunity. You lose the opportunity to attract new capital from the crypto markets. Yeah. And a lot of tokens out there, which aren't memes, are real businesses, have gone from 100 or 200,000 in valuation to 200, 300 million to 1 billion, 200 billion in the last 3 or 4 months. None of them are meme. What they do have is a grasp on crypto marketing. That's what they do have. They're good marketers. Yeah. I don't know why we would not want to attract that capital, because we have this idea in our minds that we're not a meme and therefore we don't do it like that, when everyone is doing like that. The whole market is marketing like that. This is the next big thing. This is the next big thing. This is going to change the world. Yeah. And right now, James is obviously overloaded. Why don't we get a professional firm to take over this project, this marketing? Why don't we get professional marketing company who has experience and a track record in Web3 to take over all of this? Why don't we invest in that? I think that question should be laid out to the community. Again, I think the DAO should decide. Okay, don't know who's making these decisions, but if this was my business, that's what I would do. And I'm unhappy about the marketing. Many people are unhappy about the marketing. How many people is it going to take for Dtravel team to accept that they are not on the right track? I don't understand. I can't answer that question. I just don't understand. And I don't even know if I'm talking to a brick wall right now, to be honest with you, because I feel like the concerns that the community are raising are being ignored at the moment, right? And why don't we hire a professional firm to do the marketing, specifically the crypto marketing? I'm not really worried about all of this stuff per se. Anyway, I'm not pressed. I don't think anyone's impressed, to be honest with you. Yeah. So I don't know. So take it how you want, Dtravel. James, Cynthia, take it how you want. I'm not the only person. I've literally had people private message me and say they don't like the marketing. So how do you answer that? They're not writing in this Telegram group. They're writing to me. They're saying, I don't like the marketing. I think it's terrible. And I can tell you, I've been to many Web3 events. Every single one that I've gone to, no one has heard of Dtravel. Yeah. So after all of this work that you guys have done, no one still knows. Or no one understands. Anyway, that's the conversations that are going in Telegram. Everyone's missing out a bunch. I don't think, you know, I'm not flooding the project. I'm just highlighting issues that need to be resolved, right? That's all I'm doing. Yeah. And I think if I wasn't doing this, then a lot of people would walk away disillusioned because there is no answer. We're not getting the answers. Yeah. So you're going to get people come onto this project. They're going to maybe invest a little bit, and then they're going to walk away disillusioned because they're not getting the right answers, and they can't see that someone is asking the right questions. So this is the right question. We need to know why you haven't instructed a professional firm to take over the marketing. Yeah, I think everyone wants to hear that answer. So this is what we're asking. And at the very least, let's put it to the DAO. So I'm waiting very eagerly about this DAO governance thing that's about to be released. But if it's not impressive, I think people are going to start putting more pressure on the Dtravel team, for sure. You're going to start feeling the pressure. So get ready for that. And I'm going to lead the way. I'm going to do it. All right, guys, you know what's happened? My mouse has actually stopped working. Can you believe it? I can't. Oh, there it is. Wow, it's back. Yeah, I mean, look, we're already seeing a sell-off. Look at all the FUD that's being created. So frustrating. This is what happens when you get FUD. You get people start losing confidence and they start selling. Yeah, so stop funding the project. What the hell? It's so frustrating. There's no responsibility for the price, and that's the disconnect between Dtravel and TRVL. They're not taking responsibility for the price. Yeah, fundamentally, what we need is the price to be in the highs. Yeah, if the price was in the highs, they could hire marketing. They could spend millions on marketing. Yeah, if the price was riding in the $1 plus mark, yeah, if this was a $200, $300, $400 million project, they could liquidate some of their treasury, $1 or $2 million, and they can spend that on marketing. And they're not doing that because they haven't focused on the price. We all want the price to go up, but it's not helpful where we're not getting the answers because of and they're causing uncertainty in their responses. No one is happy about that. No one is happy. David saying check signal. Oh my God, you sold. Look at that. Right, back to Bitcoin. Forget TRVL. Tired of TRVL for today. Let's go to Bitcoin. It's more interesting. There you go. Look at that. All right. That looks good, huh? Yeah, he was. Yeah. So David is saying it's... David is saying... Doesn't sound like a DAO, more like a dictatorship. David, they don't hate me. Actually, I'm helping because I'm asking the questions that the community wants to be asked, and I'm holding them to account. At the very least, they have to work harder, which is going to be better for the project, you know? So they can't hate me because I'm here telling people buy TRVL, and the price has gone up since I started doing this. It hasn't gone down. They need to pay for ads, yeah. So we're seeing a little bit of a sell-off right now on Bitcoin, and so this is what I was talking about, the reversal. Do you see this candle, this 15-minute candle, how it goes up into the golden pocket and it sells off? The minute it closes down here, like underneath this wick, then it's just, people are just shorting it, market short. And so if I go into exo charts, there you go. You see that? What is that? Oh, that's a longer. No, that's a short. Like there was some longing in the high, but that was a short because the price went down. The OI went up. Someone shorted that. So we're seeing some really bullish CVD right now. These are shorts taking profit just in that drop. David saying the 10:45-minute candle has a massive amount of OI, but the candle was red like a doji. That's when I reversed and dumped it. Yeah, massive short opened. Yeah. Yeah, I really wouldn't mind getting down to the PD low and just swing failuring these lows and then coming back up, to be honest with you. I'm still in that mind. Right now it's holding at the point of control. I wouldn't mind coming down here. Let's see where it swing failures though, because it could just come to the golden pocket, which is here. So what you have to do, I think what a good strategy would be, David, is once we get into the area of interest, just wait for the longs to start opening and then you could like safely long. And also what would be good is if we can get like a liquidation bubble here. It'd be nice to get something like this purple one, or this one, like this one. I don't mean to like be upset with Dtravel. I'm just holding them to account. So I don't want people to get the wrong idea about my intention. Yeah, I'm massively bullish on Dtravel and on TRVL. I just think that there's some questions that need to be answered, and I think some things need to be changed. And part of the things that need to be changed are some of these decisions which people don't necessarily agree with, which is the direction of travel with regards to the marketing, the tokenomics, and the governance. I think these are the three really important factors, and in no particular order, but probably the tokenomics is the most important, probably. Yeah. So I'm thinking to myself, well, definitely the tokenomics needs to be resolved, because right now there's no value in the token. We don't even have governing value in the token, and that's also that's a compounding part of the problem right now, where I have tokens and yet I have no governance value to this DAO at the moment. It's a real problem. And so at the very least, you'd expect me to have the power to influence the project in a structured, organized manner, but yet I don't have that ability. And I think that is a problem that hasn't been addressed yet, and we're just waiting for the team to come up with their proposals about how governance will be continued in the future. And we're still waiting, and I think as a result, a lot of people are getting a little bit antsy, a little bit kind of impatient, because it's taking such a long time to get to this point, and most people want this to happen much more quickly than slowly. And then obviously the tokenomics is a big deal, and we've been talking about a new tokenomics documents and ideas, and fundamentally we haven't even had that conversation yet. So people are very hesitant about what's about to be proposed by the Dtravel team. And I think part of the reason why people are a little bit anxious is because we've seen how poorly the marketing has been, and there's no two ways about it. I don't care how certain people in Dtravel defend their position. Most people who are looking from the outside are seeing subpar performance, and therefore it causes us to come to this idea that maybe also other things are subpar too. Yeah, maybe this tokenomics proposal is going to be subpar too, or maybe Sensei is going to be subpar too. You know, like that's the kind of idea that's forming in people's heads because of the marketing. The marketing has not been on par. So whether it's terrible or not, that's subjective. I'm not, you know, that's a word, that's an adjective. Yeah, I might think it's terrible, someone might think it's great, another person might think it's mediocre, but I think most people can agree that it hasn't been on par, right? And the par is on par with the rest of the crypto market. The other, and I'm not even talking about meme coins, I'm talking about other projects, other ordinary projects, which on the most case aren't even developed. I can show you projects right now which have no product, which are just an idea and are trading much better, much higher in terms of value, and it's mostly speculative value, but they're attracting a lot of investment because of their marketing, because of the way they're marketing. It's partially to do with Twitter, but there's a lot of other aspects to the way other projects are marketing too, which we're not actually doing. So I think the problem is that people are looking at the marketing and going, wait a minute, I'm seeing some flaws here, or I'm not seeing performance that's on par with the rest of the crypto markets. In the context of a crypto market expansion and a Bitcoin halving year with a Bitcoin bull run imminent, I think it's unacceptable. And that's making people nervous about other aspects of the project, such as tokenomics and governance. And so I think these are the three most important aspects of this project right now to get right. We need to get the tokenomics right, we need to get the governance right, and we need to get the marketing right. I think that's where the priority should be. And the marketing that I'm thinking of is crypto marketing. It's attracting capital from the crypto markets, from the crypto financiers out there, the multi-billionaires who are willing to just throw their money around now in crypto. They're willing to take significant positions in startups like Dtravel. Right now, they're looking to do that, right? That's the marketing that I'm talking about. I think that has something to do with the tokenomics, actually, because unless you can present a really nice tokenomics plan or idea, then I think that's a lot of these bigger players are going to hesitate because they're not going to see where the value is coming from. And so we have to show them that, but you still need the marketing. And we're not getting that right now. We're not getting that marketing. And part of the reason we're not getting the marketing is maybe because there's not enough money. And the reason why there's not enough money is because the token value is low. But when you have the team that doesn't really care about the token value, or have seemingly showed that there's a separation between Dtravel and the token value for reasons that I don't necessarily fully understand, then it makes you concerned that they don't have the priorities correct. Because if you had a higher value of token, then you could release the capital by selling some of the token to fund other aspects of the project, including more developers to get other aspects of the development expedited, and the marketing and everything else that goes with that. So we're in a little bit of a chicken and egg situation. And the thing is that you have a lot of people out there like myself who are seriously invested in Dtravel, significantly invested. I'm not just talking about capital, I'm talking about time and energy. Yeah. And I'm not getting paid for any of this. I have no vesting schedule. I'm not even asking for that. Okay. You have people who are working in there getting annoyed and upset that me, who I'm not getting paid anything, is asking questions, whereas they have a vesting schedule and a promise of future rewards, and they're getting paid at the same time. That's by the by. The point is that I'm not getting paid. I'm putting my time and energy into this. And I think there's a lot of people out there who are willing to put their time and energy in. There's a lot of successful people out there who are willing to put their time and energy in this. But ultimately, I think what we need to do is get those things right, in order. Tokenomics, governance, and marketing. Okay. And I think with all of the marketing that's happened, I think there's a lot of people in crypto who still don't know about Dtravel. They don't understand it. They don't know why it's valuable. They don't know why they should invest. They don't truly understand the why behind Dtravel. They don't understand why TRVL and Dtravel are separate entities. And there's a lot of people who aren't yet in a position to invest in the token, and because we haven't given the token value. Now, part of the reason we haven't given the token value is the tokenomics, but part of the reason we haven't given the token value is because Dtravel doesn't give the token value, because they've completely separated themselves from the token. There's a complete divide between Dtravel and the token. And I think part of the reason why is because Dtravel doesn't want this to be a security, and there's no reflection of equity. So this is a conversation to be had. I think it's a conversation to be had by the community. It's a conversation to be decided by the community, actually. And if that's not the path that we take, there are other ways to give the token value, which we haven't done yet. And fundamentally, it's a conversation and a decision to be made by the community. I don't think the Dtravel team need to get overly defensive, and that defensive posture is not constructive to the future of the DAO. Yeah, what we want is, we want openness, we want transparency, and we want collaboration, so that people who are making serious amounts of, like, there are people in the community who are propping the price of the token. Yeah, we are making this project viable by keeping the price of the token at an acceptable level. Yeah, if everyone who's starting to get interested in this project now decides tomorrow that they no longer have confidence in the direction of the project or the team that's running this project, they will sell their tokens at market price. Yeah, and there's going to be a cascade of lower prices, and if there aren't people there ready to pick up the price, then the project is going to run out of funding. Basically, the runway will end. Yeah, and you will be forced into a situation where you're forced to sell the equity, because you'll run out of funding. And that is ultimately will be inevitable if the price goes down low enough and it's sustained, it continues to go down. If we start to see the price of this token start going down and down and down and down, because people people like myself decide that I'm done with this, I'm done with this behavior, I'm done with this attitude, I'm done with this lack of care, then the price will drop, and then Dtravel will be forced to sell the equity, because that will be the only way that they can survive, because they'll run out of funding. Simply, it's as simple as that. So I'd rather avert that kind of behavior, and the way to avert it is to give it to the DAO, to give all of this to the DAO, to give all of these powers, these decisions, and the responsibility and the accountability to the DAO. Let the DAO decide, and I think a lot of people are interested in contributing. I think a lot of people have good things to say. I'm seeing that different people from different walks of life, from different parts of the world, are contributing, and they have an opinion. And I hate this defensive posture. I hate it. I can't stand defensive posture. If I got that kind of behavior from my own business, I would change. I would realign. Yeah, I don't like that. I think we need an air of openness and transparency, and I think we need to put aside this defensive posture. And I don't like this behavior where Telegram posts are being deleted. I don't like it. Don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I think it needs to stop. And I'm calling for it to stop immediately. I want it to be cut in the bud now, before it becomes a problem. I don't want this to become a problem in 6 months' time or in 4 months' time. I think we need to address this problem here and now. Yeah, because I'm contemplating a multi-billion-dollar future. I don't want these problems to rear their head in the future where suddenly Dtravel becomes so big and we haven't addressed these problems now in the early days, and then in the future Dtravel just becomes like Airbnb, another Airbnb. No one wants that. With the way Airbnb is behaving, unacceptable. And I don't want Dtravel to become like that. If that is the future of Dtravel, I would rather not participate in that future. And therefore, I'm addressing these problems now so that we resolve these problems now so that these problems do not rear their ugly heads in the future. And now is the moment to do it. Now is the moment to do it so that we don't create a precedent for bad behavior in the future. There has to be accountability, and there has to be transparency, and there has to be some kind of governance which allows for people to raise their concerns and for those concerns to be correctly addressed without this air of defensiveness, which is not constructive, you know. And so really, when I look at the Telegram group, the answers that I'm looking for are let's work together and make this better, rather than we're doing our best and memes are bad, you know. And this is what we've done and look how great it is. I'm not looking for that kind of answer. I'm looking for, look, we've done this to date, this is what we're doing in the future, and let's work together and make this better. But also, honestly, I really want to see us to employ a top-notch marketing team to run the show, and James can oversee that. But I think it's obvious to me that James is overburdened and he's got too much on his hands. There's a lot on his hands. Look at that. There's a lot on his hands right now, and I think he needs an assist. I think there needs to be an assist here, and you can't have enough of this stuff. Like, we need more. We need more of this. We need more educating influencers. We need more asset creation. We need more social content. I want to see 5-10 tweets a day at least. I want to see more blog posts. I want to see more marketing, more email marketing. I want to see more content creation. Yeah. So we need more of this. Like, I think this is more. We need more. And I think everyone needs to contribute and give their opinions so that the Dtravel team understand what the community is saying. So if you're watching this, thank you. And now get into the Telegram group and start giving your 2 cents, because I think they need to hear it from the community. You know, I think they need to hear it from varied voices. David says token value directly relates to the project value. If the project has a nice website and working project, but token value continues going lower, it doesn't look good for the project. Absolutely. And luckily, we're not going lower at the moment. We're just ranging. Yeah. So I'm not afraid of the token going down in value right now, because we're still in the high ranges and we're still ranging. Yeah. And obviously, I don't like that we're selling off right now, obviously, but maybe that's fine because people are just taking profit, and hopefully they're going to be putting limit orders lower down. And I can already see last night we had bullish divergence, and now I'm seeing lack of participants in the price action. And the way you see lack of participant, it's still bullish, it's still bullish divergence, but the way you see it is that the price is back at the lows here and the CCI is higher. Yeah, so there's 2 ways to see bullish divergences. One way is where the price is higher and the CCI is lower, that is really, that's like hidden bullish divergence. That's really bullish because it means the price is being absorbed by limit longs. Yeah. The other one is where the price is going lower but the CCI is higher. That means the price is being oversold, but there's not enough participation, and so it's going down much further than it should. But the problem is that you don't have people buying it up to hold the price up. So that's lack of participants in the price coming down. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now. A little bit of lack of participation at these levels now. So we're probably heading for lower right now. It looks like we're heading for lower. And I think probably we'll start to see the price hopefully settle down here. But if we do get down there, you know, you've potentially broken a kind of like a mini trend line. So we have to see how this plays out. Then if it does go back up, if it forms resistance, you could actually see a sell-off. Then it's possible. This is possible. This kind of price action is very possible. So we have to see how this plays out. Then the question is, if it does do that, does it hold to go back up? Or does it make a lower high to go back down like that? You know, or just, you know, just that. Is that what you're forming? And then you're kind of forming like a head and shoulders pattern. And I don't think it's detrimental because, you know, you've got this lower level here of liquidity. Technically, that's still, you know, the higher low is still at these lows. Shit. I need another screen. So basically what I was saying is that the CCI is higher here, but the price is at the same price. So the price is going further down the C. It's still bullish, but it's showing lack of participants at these levels, right? And that means there's not enough liquidity to hold the price. So it looks like the price is going lower. And then effectively what could happen is a little bit of a local time frame TLB, trend line break. Is possible. And if we get that kind of behavior, then we're going to go back into the point of control. Maybe we'll get a little bit of bounce. And then actually what you're looking at is some kind of head and shoulders pattern like that. And if we do come back into the point of control too many times, then it is possible that we lose the point of control and head lower. And if we do head lower, it's not going to be terrible because we are just coming back into this lower range, which I said it was the whole thing as one range anyway. So if you were to take the whole thing as one range all the way back there, well, at the moment we're holding above the value area high, if that's the whole thing is one range. But I think then the place to pick up the price will be back at this range point of control, which is about 3.1 cents. I think that would be a pretty good buy, and that will complete this pattern. And then we have to see what happens, because the problem then is if you come down into the point of control and you come down too fast, that's gonna, there might not be enough orders to hold the price. And that's kind of what happened to ADA. So when you look at ADA, you see how the price crashed into this point of control? So we might possibly be on this week here now. All right. And if we are on this week, and if the price does come flat bang into the point of control like this, then the next week the price could do that. And then the next week we could get just one big sell-off. So I'm really in that mind at the moment still, you know, like I thought yesterday it was possible that we would just hold this higher range. But I think in the context of some of the conversations in Telegram yesterday, I just don't like that FUD. I think we need to nip that in the bud, you know. We need to nip that in the bud. We need to stop FUDding. I just don't like that FUD. And I think like the vibe is not cool. I'm not cool with that. Please, if this happens after the conversations on Telegram yesterday, yeah, then I'm gonna hold them to account, because this is unacceptable to me. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't mind. I'm gonna buy, but I mean, I didn't cause this. I'm just like, they're deleting tweets, posts. That's not cool. They're telling us we're not allowed to talk about TRVL. So basically they're saying if you talk about TRVL in the Dtravel community, your Telegram messages are going to be deleted. How is that cool? I don't think that's cool. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Does anyone think that's cool? All right, let's see what happens. Right, we're starting to see a real kind of little bit of a sell-off here. There's a volume gap here. So I think if you get a 4-hour close underneath this 4-hour wick, then this is probably going much further, probably. Let's do that. I press that button at the top and then it disappears, my thing disappears, and I don't know how to get it back. Is that it? No. Sorry. I don't know how to get it back. I always do this. It's really annoying. Let me refresh it. There you go. I did it again. Full screen mode. How'd you get out of full screen mode? That's the button. Shift F. Perfect. No, no. Right. That's so frustrating. I figured it out finally. There's a few people watching. Don't know who they are. I just know David's here. We're still ranging on the total crypto market cap. So it's still looking quite healthy. There is a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern forming though. Just making people aware of it. This could be a fake out. This is what I'm expecting actually. I'm possibly expecting this to go down and just fake people out. And so I think a lot of people were looking at this. It's very, very clearly some sort of head and shoulders pattern. And we might get a sell-off. And then if it kind of, it could just do that. And that actually is a sign of strength because you invalidate a head and shoulders pattern. I wonder if it's the same thing on Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin, you've got a bit of a weird right shoulder because you had a dip here, whereas in the crypto market cap it's a lot less dippy. Might not even make another low here, but just a higher low. I think the signal for knowing when a good time to get back in, if we do lose this this value area low, would be just to get back into the value area, you know, and that would be an easy way to see that would be an easy way to see a reversal of the behavior. Why is that not printing? I mean, David, you're saying don't buy more TRVL, but I'm definitely not saying that. I think a long-term accumulation in this whole range is perfectly acceptable. And I think in the scale of things, when you're looking to go up 20x, 40x, 60x, doesn't really matter where you accumulate in the lows because you're just dollar cost averaging. You're just dollar cost averaging, you know, you're averaging your position. Yeah. Anyway, we have an untapped liquidity level here in the low of the range, so I'd like to see how that reacts. But you know, we were looking at this kind of inverse head and shoulders here, but I said before that it's not good to see an inverse head and shoulders in the high of a range. It's not really, doesn't really look good. But here we definitely got some kind of trend line break line off these highs. Look, you see how these highs are getting lower, and that's basically it. We're coming into the golden pocket now, so maybe this does hold, you know, go back up. Yeah, according to this breakout, probably something like that. Maybe something like that. Down to here. That would be the target for this kind of triangle breakout to the downside. I think you're probably looking at down to here. There's somewhere that's probably going to be the best place to buy. I'm not foreseeing an all-time low. Shit. Am I not showing my chart again? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not foreseeing an all-time low, to be honest with you. I think there's a large amount of liquidity here in these lows here. I'm not foreseeing an all-time low. But we'll see how this plays out. And I think it's going to depend on how aggressive people are with their selling. I do think with ADA, like just thinking about it more and more, I think there was definitely a long squeeze which pulled the price down much more than it necessarily could have or should have. And I don't think we're going to experience that if this is what's going to be looking like. So if that's better. So we're kind of into that bottom part of that triangle now. You have a really easy validation if you were to sell. It's about 10%. That's the trade. Potentially that's the trade. That's a 1 to 3.6 trade. Just on this kind of idea that we have an invalidation now. We're making lower highs. I don't like this kind of behavior trading here at the lows. But I mean, if we are starting to break out, maybe the first back test and then down. That's kind of what you would be doing. Unless we can go up to go down. Just monitoring this and seeing how this plays out. All right, I think I'm going to go, unless there's anything else. All right, guys, good chatting. Until tomorrow, or let me look at Bitcoin again. And Bitcoin's finding support on the point of control at the moment. So I'm looking for lower to long lower. All right. Until tomorrow, I'll chat.